Beige, uneventful, no culture, a whole lot of nothing. Boring. No, I'm not talking about the way I dress. I'm talking about Phoenix, Arizona. Hold on a second, let me clarify. The other day I was curious, what's the most boring city in the entire United States? So I did what any diligent investigator would do. I went to the internet to find out what are the top 3 most boring cities in the United States. Number 3, Wichita, Kansas. I was offended because that's where I grew up. Number 2, Jacksonville, Florida. I read a news story that someone got married in a car wash in Jacksonville, Florida. That's pretty crazy. That doesn't seem very boring to me. And number 1, Phoenix, Arizona. Don't know much about Phoenix, but I thought, okay, now I know another piece of useless information. And then something pretty hilarious happened a few days later. My boss sent me a message and said, hey Zach, we got a work trip coming up. Do you want to go? I said, yeah, I love to travel for work. Where are we going? You know what he tells me? Can you see that? I don't know if you can even see that. I 3D printed it. I was pretty excited. Anyway, we're going to Phoenix. And I thought to myself, oh gosh, now I got to go to the actual most boring city in the entire United States for a work trip. Come on, man. And then it hit me. I could make a video. Okay, I made it to Phoenix. First of all, look at the size of this cactus. This is probably 3 times as tall as I am. I've never seen a cactus that big. That's insane. Right off the bat, plus 1 point for Phoenix. Now, when you come to a city, one of the things that, for me at least, always points out like what makes a city great or what doesn't is great architecture. And I looked it up and I found out that in Phoenix, you can go to a tour of one of Frank Lloyd Wright's famous houses. So we're actually at Taliesin West today, where he designed a lot of the really famous buildings that all of us know, like the Guggenheim Museum in New York. Now, if you don't know who Frank Lloyd Wright is, he's this really famous architect from the United States. But one of the things that makes Frank Lloyd Wright really cool is that he used nature, things like this cactus, as part of his design for all of his buildings. So today we're going to be touring Taliesin West. I hope I'm saying that the right way. And I just want to prove that even though Phoenix is considered the most boring city in the United States, it has really cool things to offer, just like this. All right, I'm rambling. Let's head in. All right, team, welcome to MTV Cribs featuring the Frank Lloyd Wright house. This is his office where he did a lot of his mastermind making. This is his living room. Pretty sweet. Look at all that color. Look at all that space. Feels like you're stepping back in time until... Is that a Google Nest? Ah, come on, Frank. Anyway, one of the first things I noticed was these really cool windows that let in just the perfect amount of light. Tons of seating. I don't know how many friends this guy had, but apparently he had a lot. He made these chairs out of a single sheet of plywood, which was pretty cool. Yeah, Frank definitely parties. Look at this theater room. And as soon as you step outside, you start to realize how the nature comes in. I mean, everything's made out of these big old rocks, actual wood. And as you can see here, it feels like you're just kind of a part of nature outside. It's pretty cool. All kinds of greenery around. This huge dinner bell. I'm sure his kids knew when it was time to eat. Drawings of the Guggenheim Museum and some of his other pieces of work. The tour is really cool because one second you're just sitting in a chair, and then the next you're walking through cave tunnels, and it's like, dang, Frank the Tank, who are you, Batman? And then you're walking through these like really fancy meeting rooms, and you're like, I bet some pretty fancy business dealings happened in here. Yep, definitely fancy stuff. Okay, I'm back. That was awesome. Not gonna lie, I didn't have very high expectations for that little expedition because I'm not really into museums usually, but it was really cool. I learned a ton, and when I go on vacation, I want to learn something new. I want to see something I've never seen, and I want to be wowed. And I gotta say, inside that Frank Lloyd Wright house, I was definitely wowed. Now, my favorite part of the whole tour was how he has like these 4 core tenets when it comes to organic design. Number 1 is space. Number 2 is sight. Number 3 is material, and number 4 is democracy. Now, in case you want to know what each of those are, I'm just going to put a little cheat sheet up there so you can become an expert too. All right, now you're an expert also. But my favorite part of the tour also was that he uses this technique called compression. So like when you walk into a space, he kind of has the ceilings down lower, the walls a little bit tighter. And basically his goal is to help you feel like you're kind of being ushered into the area. So like when you walk into his living room, it's a little tight. When you walk into his office, at first it's a little tight, it's a little dark, but then the space really opens up and it really pulls you in and makes it feel like 1, it's a lot bigger, and 2, a whole lot more immersive. So the way that he used space, the way that he used color, the way he used material, very, very cool, very interesting to me. I was in there listening to classical music and listening to a tour like I was like, I don't know, fancy or something. And I gotta say, this is not something that I'm normally into. I normally like to watch football and play sports with my friends and work out and do things like that. But I got out of my comfort zone. I tried something new. I gotta say, it was 100% worth it. Also, big bonus, saw this giant cactus. Dude, still can't get over that. But anyway, on to the next challenge. Oh, that blows. I definitely just recorded something else. I don't know about you guys, but when I go to a new city, I want my mouth to also have pleasure. Let me say that again. When I go to a new city, I want to eat something that tastes good in my mouth. I want to eat some good food. I don't know how to say this. Anyway, to me, any great city should have great food, right? In Seattle, we have this amazing burrito spot called Alberto's. In San Diego, a couple months ago, Emily and I were on a trip, and we found a place called Adalberto's. Remember, Seattle, Alberto's, San Diego, Adalberto's. We walk into Adalberto's, exact same vibe, same logo, same font, same menu items, everything's the exact same. So I come to Phoenix and I'm like, let me find some good Mexican food. I go do a quick Google search, boop, 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 boop. I hit enter, you know what comes up? Heriberto's. You know what's funny? This place has the same font, the same logo, the same menu items, the same vibe. I want to know, is there something going on in these places? Are these a front for some kind of illegal activity? I don't know. But what I do know is these places tend to have some great food. I will also say we are not in the best part of town. On my way here, I passed a very rough looking hospital, a store that sells crime scene investigative equipment. Never seen that before. I saw my fair share of sketchy dealings on the side of the road. That tells me I'm in a good spot to get some food. Anyway, I'm gonna stop rambling. Let's go in, see what's up with this burrito spot, because every great city has great food, and if Phoenix can prove to me that they have great food, how can we say it's boring if you got good eats? All right, team, I did it. I secured the burrito, and not gonna lie, the experience is the exact same. I'm whispering because I just feel awkward being in a public place filming. So, let's check out this burrito. First things first. White wrapper, come on, man. Out of the box, they give you red hot sauce and salsa verde. I've seen this story before. Same exact as Alberto's, same exact as Adalberto's. Now, let's take a look at this actual burrito. I kept it light. I got a bean and cheese burrito, one of my favorite meals as a kid growing up. But check this out. Oh yeah. She's firm. She's sturdy. Let's see how she tastes as the real test. Oh yeah. Wherever you're at right now, whatever city you live in, go and find out if there's a Mexican spot that ends in the word Ertos. Alberto's, Zach Ertos, Emily Ertos, doesn't matter. I guarantee you it's gonna taste good. Alright, I'm gonna enjoy my burrito. I'll see you in a little bit. All right, friends, we did it. That was a fantastic burrito. I would give it a solid 9.5 out of 10. Their salsa might actually be better than Alberto salsa. And I'm really sad to say that, but it's the exact same as what I'm used to, which was awesome. So it just goes to show, Phoenix has great food to offer. Don't even have to look that far, to be honest. I even got a popsicle at the end. Let's see how this thing tastes. It's got real fruit in it. Actually, take a look at this. I don't even know what it is, but look at that. Not bad. Anyway, promise I would be impartial and I would be real about this whole video. And the pros, food was great. Cons, location, not ideal. And I had to drive like pretty far to get here, but that's okay. It's part of the journey. It's part of the fun. Anyway. Also, that's good. I'm pretty sure that someone's selling a pit bull right behind me. Hopefully that dog is going to a good home. All right, well, the adventure continues. If you ask me, every city has a great view. Somewhere that you can go up high, maybe take in the whole, vibe of the city, the landscape, see what kind of nature and stuff that they've got going on. And Phoenix is no different. Here in Phoenix, they have this thing called Papago Park, which is like 1,500 acres of nature. So I'm looking at this big lake, palm trees. There's cactuses around, these giant rock formations, all these things to offer. But what I'm here for is that thing right there, hole in the rock, which apparently if you climb to the top, you can get a whole view of the entire Phoenix area. So I want to see, if I get up there and I can see it all, how can Phoenix be that boring? I mean, it's beautiful out here. If I can get up high, maybe get some good pictures. Seems like a win to me. Ooh, my buns are roasting. That thing is hot. All right, well, it's about 100 degrees outside here. And yes, Emily, I do have a drink, so I'm safe. I'm not gonna pass out on this hike, we're good. But it's 100 degrees, I'm gonna start this adventure. And again, if I see good views, then how could Phoenix be that bad? Come on, guys. All right, team, we made it to the top of the rock. It only took like 5 minutes to get up here. Honestly, it was very easy. But from up here, I can see the view of Phoenix. I can see Scottsdale. I see these mountains. I see rock formations. I see lots of happy people out here smiling and having a good time. Honestly, I think the myth is busted. Phoenix is pretty cool, especially the nature. The nature is pretty cool. It's hot, though. It's probably 110 degrees outside right now. So if it was much longer than that, I probably wouldn't make it. But anyway, all right, let's get to the next section. Okay, I think I have one last challenge left and I need to meet some people, so I'm gonna put myself out there and see if these guys will talk to me. I don't know what they're doing, but I probably look like a weirdo walking up to them with this giant camera, but it is what it is. Gotta get out of your comfort zone, I guess. All right, I am here with...
I'm Thomas.
I'm Connor.
I'm Colin.
And these guys have a YouTube channel. Tell them your YouTube channel name.
We're Revolutions Challenges. You can find us on YouTube, Instagram, TikTok. We do fun sports themes, content, challenges, push each other to become better people every day. So check us out.
So I'm in Phoenix because they say that Phoenix is the most boring city in the U.S. I tend to disagree. I think there's great things everywhere. What do you guys think?
Well, Phoenix is fun when it's not 110 degrees out. There's plenty to do indoors when there's AC, but when it's beautiful like this outside, there's amazing hiking, mountain biking, just exploring like the desert landscape. I personally love off-roading. There's some amazing off-roading trails around here.
Phoenix is awesome. They have great food there, great people, ton of great bars and restaurants, and there's so much to do. I would say Phoenix is really good for their views, especially their rooftop bars are really cool.
Yeah, I mean, the nature around Phoenix is incredible. There's so many spots, not just in Phoenix, but the Grand Canyon's only 4 hours away. It's one of the wonders of the world.
I'm from Maryland, so I'm from the East Coast, and I came out here, and I'm staying here after I graduate because I love it so much. So you got to check it out.
I have one more thing to say. I'm from the West Coast, like California. Growing up, I always thought Arizona was just like a desert, like the Sahara Desert. I'm like, where's the town at? Where's the college at? But moving out here, I've totally fallen in love with it. And similar to Connor, I'll probably be staying out here as well.
That's dope. And you guys met here too?
Yeah, we all met in college.
Dude, yeah, look at that. They met good people. They started a YouTube channel that's taken off. These guys are pushing each other to be better. I don't know what else you could ask from a city. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But
You
man,
got it.
appreciate you guys.
Thanks.
Man. That's what's up. Yeah.
Thanks, man.
What's your channel?
It's just Zach White.
I'm gonna look at
After those 3 very clean daps, hung out with these guys a little bit. Now, when I first walked up and started hanging out with them, they were trying to do this challenge where they like throw a disc into this old Wii, and it turns out they had a disc in there already. So they basically wasted the last like 3 hours of their life, and they were pretty shocked by it. But it was cool. They gave me 3 tries. I did not get them. Thomas, Colin, Connor, bunch of cool dudes. They showed me that Phoenix is full of really cool people. And if you ask me, if a city's full of cool people, must be a pretty cool city. And you probably got cool people in your city too. You just got to go talk to a stranger. only had a few hours left before my flight left, so I decided to go on a run and really get a good view of Phoenix from the ground. As you can see, I'm dying on this run. But Phoenix is so cool, man. To be honest, they have like really good murals all over the city, great pieces of art. Not even sure what to call this, but looks cool. Awesome architecture. They even have stand-up comedy, which is always great. And they've got their professional teams playing downtown right next to each other. The Phoenix Mercury, the Phoenix Suns, and the Arizona Diamondbacks right across the street from each other. That's awesome. I mean, Phoenix even has public transit. Every great city has public transit. At the end of my run, I came across this place called Cartel Coffee Lab. It looked pretty cool, so I grabbed some coffee. And then I went into this place called Doghouse, where I got a breakfast burrito. Also, look at that sign. Nice. And they played good music. But yeah, man, Phoenix is cool. Look at this burrito that I got. That thing is a 10 out of 10. Come on now. Phoenix even has In-N-Out. Can't ask for much more from a city if you got In-N-Out. I made a friend named Tim. He was opening the door for people as they were coming in to get some food. And I asked him if he wanted to eat some lunch with me. He agreed. And we just kind of sat together for like 30 minutes, ate some In-N-Out, hung out. But that's Tim. If you're ever in Phoenix at In-N-Out, you see Tim, give him some love, give him some encouragement, ask him to eat with you. These are the type of people that Jesus would hang out with. And if you ask me, Jesus knows how to live the best life. So I'm just going to follow him and hang out with people like Tim. Anyway, I got a flight to catch. Let's get back to Seattle and wrap up this video. All right, we are back from Phoenix, and I have my final verdict. I went to Phoenix, had a great time, saw great architecture, tasted great food, saw some awesome views, met great people, and even brought a souvenir back for Emily, so I guess we can put a check mark next to that. But this week, I learned something. I learned that even in the most boring places, we can find fun. But it's really up to us to go out and search for it ourselves. The good times aren't just gonna fall in our laps. Sometimes that means talking to strangers. Sometimes that means going on that hike that we've been putting off. Sometimes it means exploring that area of our town that we just have never really been to. So I encourage you to go explore your city. Check out that restaurant you've been putting off. Go to that coffee shop that you've been eyeballing for the last couple weeks. Talk to that stranger. Make a new friend. These are the things that we can do as humans to grow and really just enjoy life. Because honestly, it's kind of sad, but we don't know how many days we have left here. So we should really enjoy every moment that we have. We have these things that we put on ourselves that say, oh, the city I'm living in is boring, the job I have isn't great, the things that I do aren't that fun, and they're all lies that we tell ourselves. Instead, choose to have a good time, choose to enjoy the place you live, and choose to put a smile on your face, because I think that's the best part of life, is just sitting back and enjoying it. Oh, and while I'm here, who said that being bored is even a bad thing? I think sometimes it's actually really good to be bored. We go through life as if it's a checklist, things to accomplish. But life is something to be experienced. And sometimes getting bored is the very thing that can recenter us and remind us of how much of a blessing it is to be alive. So maybe it's time for you to get up, go sit at a park, no phone, no distractions. Just go to a park, sit there, and get bored for a little bit. I bet you'll actually find the clarity that you've been looking for. All right, thanks for watching. See you in the next video.